Racing Staff Week and Racing Welfare's Chief Executive, Dawn Goodfellow, is joining me now. Dawn, very good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
That was a really lovely video. I know Equine Productions put that together for you, and it told us a lot of what we need to know. But just tell me a little bit more about the background to Racing Staff Week.
So this is the 5th Racing Staff Week, and we started it because what we wanted to do was celebrate the kind of skills, passion, dedication of those thousands of people who often are behind the camera, very much behind the scenes in race day, but make them happen. From the people who produce the horses in the first place on the studs, through those training yards, and all the other roles that are included in terms of racing admin, the race courses. But to highlight, give those people their moment in the sun.
Yeah, I think the thing that really struck me, Dawn, and particularly looking after the judging of the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards, it's not just people who work within stables that we see riding out every morning. The racing's workforce is just huge and so multi-layered.
It is very much so. And this week what we've got is we've focused on, if you look at our social media, we've focused on a different role each day. So yesterday was focused on Joe Callan, who's the nomination and sales manager at the National Stud. Probably a role that an awful lot of racegoers wouldn't have any idea even existed, but we'll be doing that throughout the week. And hopefully it'll both inform and people will enjoy that sort of content, seeing those people who make all of this happen and give us fantastic days like yesterday.
And sometimes, I guess, Dawn, the best recruitment drive is just to show rather than tell, isn't it? It's not to put an advert in the paper saying we are this, it's to show, well, actually, these are all the things we can do.
Yes, I think a lot of people wouldn't be aware of the number of different careers there are within racing, and being part of that racing family, what a buzz that gives you, being connected to something. I know Richard was just talking about being connected to racing and how that starts to absorb your life. But it's a wonderful industry to be working in.
And it's an industry, not without its challenges either. We spoke so much during the pandemic, the early months of the pandemic, as Racing Welfare tried to get the industry really back on its feet and to support the industry significantly. Where is Racing Welfare now in terms of its own funding, and how robust are you in being able to achieve the objectives you set out?
We have been very, very lucky in that we've been supported by some fantastic people over the last year, 18 months. We run completely on charitable donations, and obviously a lot of the events that we would normally run weren't able to happen over that period of time. But as I say, we've had some fantastic support. We continue to work hard on our fundraising, and we'll always need to provide the kind of services that racing needs.
And you and your team were very visible at Ascot yesterday. Richard and I were walking out, Dawn, and you were there at the forefront, leading the fundraising effort. I guess every little bit counts, doesn't it? Every day, you've got to be asking, telling, showing what this charity's doing for the sport.
Very much so. It's like being on a treadmill, and we provide services that range from coffee mornings for retired racing staff and trips and outings for them, which are really important in helping to avoid loneliness and social isolation in an industry that is principally very rural, to racing's workforce wellbeing programme, which includes the occupational health service, careers advice and training service, importantly, of course, all our mental health services as well, and racing support line, which is there 24 hours a day to help people with the whole range of life's challenges, and our welfare officers.
And Dawn, do you feel that racing support line, it's great to have it there, is it getting the uptake that you, in some respects, don't want to see, but in other respects you do want to see?
The uptake has grown enormously as we've promoted it and as more people obviously become aware of it. But I think there are still a lot of people who don't realise just how much support we can provide them with. And that racing support line, if you ring that, You can talk to a counsellor in the moment if that's what you require, if you're struggling. It's also the portal to things like Racing's Occupational Health Service. So our occupational health advisors would work through that as well. Again, you can have careers advice and guidance through the helpline. So please, anybody, always feel free to contact us, because there's a whole range of different things that we can do for you.
Dawn, as ever, thanks so much for talking to us today, and all the very best of luck with Racing Staff Week, which will hopefully showcase a whole array of talents that the industry's workforce has to offer.
Thank you very much indeed, Nick.